Before I let you all go, for my lovely 5D collective of polyamory, polysecure, mystics or functional adults or both, I have some supportive words for you all, because we do the tango, but when these lovely ascension energies are about, and we have some ascension energies about energies, see, I can't even speak. The aspect of there being a small percentage or a small community, so to speak, of polyamory is not something good or bad. However, it is something that I feel called to talk about, because there's a difference when you're a secure attachment person and how you're able to present that you're polyamory. If you're mystic, and that's where you actually have a relationship with the entirety of your oversoul, you're immediate, and so that means the twin flames, soulmates, but not just that. See, when you have a relationship with your oversoul, it means you know immediately the people you've already met. And it's not woo-woo stuff for those who are mystics. That's why, again, it's for my mystics, functional adults. If you're a person who is, simply put, a emotionally mature human being, wait for it. I'll get to the human stuff, but let the woo-woo stuff come first, because my mystics need to hear this. Because we don't have readers or people that are talking about the ability to not do the whole cancel or cut cords. And this is the part that differs the 5D collective from any other. And not because we're special, no, it's oneness consciousness. I'm a human, you're a human. I have a heart, you have a heart. If I hurt your feelings are going to get hurt. I know they will. I'm a person. The part about being mystic is because some of us have these things. I call them clairs. I'm sure there's other words in neuroscience and physics community. I don't have them. And I experienced the beginning of my journey with my oversoul with the scientific methodology people. And even if I did today, I can tell you it's a lot more beautiful to know about it through how I learned it, not for the stories, but because it creates a relationship with that energetic imprint. While at the end of the day, it can be reduced to a lot of simplistic conversations. I'm not going to do that. So polyamory, it's when you love more than one person. Some of us embody it. We don't pick it because we're trying to figure out, oh, let me see, I want to date a lot of people, or I want to have different types of experiences. That is most likely going to happen to the younger generation. But for those who are embodying Purusha Prakriti, this is where you're always aware of yourself as a piece of consciousness, you're a piece of life. I can tell you, I've loved all people my entire life. I learned how not to express it because of social norms, but that doesn't mean I didn't feel it. And so when I came across polyamory, and then Polysecure, the book by Jessica Fern, this one, if you're curious, I was like, this is me. This has always been me. And the part about relationship anarchy and non-hierarchical too, because how do you say, that twin flame over there, that soulmate over there, or that person over here, or that person? You will always have positive memory of all if you're in a functional adult, emotionally speaking, body, because you're your own safe haven, secure base, which is the difference between simply polyamory and not really having your secure attachment yet versus being polysecure. So some people need to get there, and here's where with mindful relationships you can get there. It means, though, you need to communicate. And so when I've seen people who say I'm polyamory and then they don't communicate it on the first date or the second date or the third date, making a pretty conscious choice there. And really what I know you're afraid of doing is to spell out, I want to be in a space of loving more than one person, because it's an anomaly to use that word. Because people think love is only one human being, because that's what up till recently our movies show and a lot of other things show. But when you look at attachment, your actual attachment system, human being wise, longs to have one figure at least. I mean, there's allo-parenting, so technically no, but the romanticization of love in that way, we've had it for many eons so far in movies. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And some people, they want to stay with the one. They want monogamy. They are not interested in allowing consensual non-monogamy because they don't feel confident in an emotional way, and it's not good or bad. It's just, and there's also the idea of what is special, not is special. So long story short, it makes sense. When you think about it, humanly speaking, it makes sense. But when you're not afraid about love, so I've never been afraid of sharing with people that were my partners, I unconditionally love. And don't you dare come telling me what I'm going to do with my hugging people, my whatever, any of it. I remember clearly stating, you're not going to be able to say one word or one peep about any of my social interactions. And if that's not cool with you, there you go. So in fact, I'm a solo polysecure because I'm my primary partner. I know what I like. I know what I want to do with my 24 hours, and I want to share them with you, but you're not going to be telling me how to allocate it. And it's not because I don't want to be with you. It's because I'm an individual. I've seen people make statements again like this, and then they don't follow through with it because they find themselves in awkward positions. When I've found myself vulnerable with the whole twin flames stuff, because it was not simple, if you will, when you have the entire community, by the way, let's just put that one to the side. If you need a 5D perspective, there's paid subscription-based model content. So the oversoul is not something that any other person, mystics, those of you who have one, can tell you who these people are. And if you're having somebody tell you, this means you don't have ownership of your oversoul. It's not good or bad. It means you have self-doubt, which means you doubt your own intuition, which means you doubt your own connections. It's okay. Again, treat it human. The more you treat it human, the better it is for you. But don't go calling soulmates, twin flames, people who don't know what they're doing. People don't go insulting people. Every person makes a choice based on their story. We talked about this in the other 2 episodes for today's videos. So be a person who's your own safe haven and secure base, and leave other people to be their own safe haven, secure base, or their own insecure attachment style. It's not your business how they're going to work with their nervous system and embodied brain. That's what it means to be a secure attachment functional adult. It's that I will want you to be happy, and I will engage with you, whatever your love language will be, because I don't have to have one specific way to interact with you in my life. So polyamory, for those who are embodying it always, it's because we just unconditionally love people, their personality. I mean, nobody's going to be like you. Nobody's going to be like me. This is why there's no copycats for real. And like even a Sadhguru, he's been asked, who did you look up to? I didn't look up to anybody. I'm my own self. Yeah, I'm my own self, Maria. A person who's confident, they're not going to be like, oh, I want to be like that person. They can say, these are qualities I appreciate. I want to take those qualities and add to my qualities. And everybody has their different relationship. It's once you get to love who you are with your flaws and imperfections that you'll begin to feel free to do certain things. And that whole idea that others in society makes you not be able to do it, no, I've heard that. It's a very good excuse for teenagers, which is what these people that do it are. And if they're not, and they're getting a good therapist, then they're going to know about their inner child, and they're going to know how to mature their attachment system to gain secure attachment. So these are not insults, these are conversations. And the only people who take it in a way of, oh, how dare you, are the same ones who don't actually notice, the how dare you, that's your trigger. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, serves you right. No, that's an emotional trigger. It's important. Actually, you might want to go and explore what's the deal? Why are you getting rigid? What are you protecting? And then what are you affirming? And I'm the medium that did the reactiveness. And what people usually do is like, I'm going to shame, blame, fault, and revenge you because look what you brought up. And here's where people get lost in those stories in the 4D collective with their third parties, karmics, and all their stories. And some people, though, they will go for the story because they don't notice, why would I get pissy at somebody for saying something that is their own opinion? It has nothing to do with me. It's their opinion. I don't need to be upset. My anger, my charge is something that's telling me something. And when you are curious about secure attachment, you question with intelligence and wander. The shame cycle are the idiots that are dead sure, but that's because shame hides itself from itself. So it's the person's like, I'm ashamed of me. I did something wrong. It's this defectiveness. It's a feeling that comes up. So only you can say, no, I'm not defective. Yeah, I'm flawed. I'm imperfect. I'm a human. That's normal. I have emotions. Getting to that maturity takes time. So we support each other through mindful relationships and always speaking truths, apologizing when necessary so that people can know we didn't mean to trigger. Of course not. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's have grown-up conversations. Terry Real is great for that one in mindful relationships. So the polyamory is straightforward, but it's if you're polysecure that you can have those challenging quote-unquote conversations. And if not, I'm happy to give more support. There's plenty of episodes on polysecure and polyamory. So tune on in and have a great day.